30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay, I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay, so when I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gon' want revenge, somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros, left pocket got pounds. Somebody gon' want revenge, somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown. Step back, let me get some room. Congrats every time I'm through. Same packet, nobody knew, so I never get confused. Hotel get a bird's eye view. Hotel got a waiting room. Read a magazine while you wait for me, baby. I'll be done so soon. Phone gotta be off. Each store got locks. I got some trusted shoes. Okay. 10K on the countertop. Don't look so shocked. It's nothing new. Okay. Death comes in threes. Wins come in twos. Cash comes in ones. Throw it up, celebrate some news. Hey. I do a good job. Pull up and pop out and pull out. Hat on and hood on. Pedal to metal. When I put my foot on, I got to put on. I got a bad one. They want to keep me. Oh, that's a good one. Pockets are dense. I think my bread is hard as a crouton. Receipts in my pocket don't come with a coupon. Yeah. Okay. 30,000 in the pocket. No change. Okay. I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay. All my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay. So when I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gonna...
All right, much appreciated, Coach, as we welcome all of you to our exclusive coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. A moment ago, here was the scene, the Falcons coming out from their tunnel to the roar of all the folks here in Atlanta. We're ready for football as these Falcons get set to match up with Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
We're ready. 58. We ain't giving up nothing to death. Hey, Express.
On first down, Ryan. And finding the tight end, Hooper. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5.
Watch the pass.
From the gun, it's Ryan. And Jones has it over the middle. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. Ryan to Jones, the Falcon connection there for a first. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
We got to get to the ball. Let's get 11. 36.
From the shotgun, they run with Smith. Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me, because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. 36 yards on the play.
We spent a lot of time talking about what's going on the field. How about off the field with the evaluation? And they spent a lot of time saying, we've got to get a rookie in here who has big playability. And that's exactly what we're seeing here early in his career.
Drafted him in the spring. Here he is early in the fall making an impact. This is the former Nittany Lion, the rookie Miles Sanders. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles have taken the early lead. Elliott good with a PAT. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
You know, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. From the 29, Ryan hit, and he lost the football. And he'll take this down inside the 15-yard line. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Wentz on the give to Sanders. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Miles Sanders with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Eagles add on to their lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and it's now 14-0.
14, Falcons nothing.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
And here now come the Falcons. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points. Get that 0 off the board. On 2nd and 9, Ryan got his man complete over the middle. That's Jones. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
Ready, blue 80, blue 80. Check, watch 54, watch 54. Time to go, night.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. He's got Hooper on the short connection. Only 2 yards on the completion at second down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Ready. Blue 80.
My spot 4. Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again.
Throwing again on second down. Ryan. And that'll be incomplete. Nigel Bradham, the linebacker, right there on the coverage.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Again, Ryan. Looking deep for Julio. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Trying to disrupt Julio Jones there, the intended target. A little too close, got the flag thrown.
I'm not sure anyone can cover Julio Jones one-on-one for very long without getting their share of pass interference calls. His size, his speed, his physicality makes it almost impossible to do.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
21. Hey, exit. Watch the safety creep.
Hey, watch
80 weapon.
Hey, alert 3, alert 3.
After the penalty, it's Smith. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
I got one.
Sponge. Sway south. No.
Now on 2nd and 13. Ryan, blitz coming, and down he goes. Derek Barnett able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. From the shotgun, Ryan. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. A give running left. It's Sanders. As Sanders has it poked free. 30. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Dallas Goedert, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Eagles add 6 to their lead. Boy, these guys are off to the races, Charles. 20-0 already, extra point pending.
Yeah, you always hear that term. They just boat race someone. Heck, it's car race, motorcycle race, plane race, whatever you want. Right now, they are sprinting past them.
Elliott good with a PAT, and it's now 21-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 28-yard line.
Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3 and out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
2nd and 5 now. Ryan. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
And Smith was a little bit of a surprise in 2018. Got unexpected playing time due to the absence of Devontae Freeman. Took full advantage of it. Had 27 catches out of the backfield last season. There's another one this year.
A first down carry for Smith. And he loses the football a second time. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
2 times.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Wentz. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. 21-0 our score after 1. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Wentz. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
But you're going to tell me good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
It's a second down run with Sanders. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Five men in the secondary now for the Falcons on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Wentz. Open man is Arcega-Whiteside. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 17 yards and a first down for Philly.
It's a gain of 17.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Go. Waiting.
Guys, it's game situation. Let's go.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. Moving backwards on first down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on second down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
On second down, it's Sanders, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
So now facing a 3rd and 16 following back-to-back running plays that went in the wrong direction. Here's Wentz to throw. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Eagles add on to their lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
A reminder, one more game on the Week 2 docket, and it's a good one for MetLife Stadium. Plenty of storylines in this one. OBJ's return. You've got Mayfield and Darnold, first two QBs taken last year. Browns and Jets. That's 8:15 Eastern tomorrow night. They'll start on the ground. It's Ito Smith, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
22-yard line.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. They'll toss it to Smith. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
And the judge does a nice job there of navigating and picking up some yardage. Remember, no Tevin Coleman in the backfield, so he's moved up in the pecking order, getting a lot of playing time for these Atlanta Falcons.
The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Ryan. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down.
Calvin Ridley more than justified his first-round selection in 2018. 64 catches as a rookie and found the end zone 10 times. Did a nice job getting open right there and picking up a first down.
Ready, be waiting. Be waiting.
Check 53. Not today, you are. Not today.
39. Hey, 5-7.
Let's go. Hey, we got it.
On first down, Smith takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
Here comes the ball.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Watch the out. Watch the out.
From midfield now, here's Ryan. Oh, nearly picked. Almost intercepted, but he couldn't hang on, and it's 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Over the middle, that's caught by Ridley. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The Falcon passing game looking good on this drive as they get the first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, Ryan. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
I know you feel that.
Coming up at the half, a reminder we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Oh, he's going to let this go, and that'll be hauled in by the tight end. It's Hooper for the Falcon touchdown. Austin Hooper, his first touchdown of the new season, and the Falcons cut into that lead. Tavecchio good on the extra point, and it's now a 28-7 ball game. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. They have been red hot, sometimes white hot here in this first half. They're just looking to add to that total right now.
And this has to serve as a reminder to myself because so many times I get wrapped up in the play calling, how they've sequenced things, how it's run. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's still execution. Those guys out on the field, and right now they are locked in and really looking good.
They'll try to continue to be locked in here as we get ready to approach halftime. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. To throw is Wentz. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 16 and an Eagle first down.
16 yards.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover. The angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. He's going to float this one deep right side. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Nelson Aguilar, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
I know the initial focus was on how far that pass was downfield, but how about the coverage on the play? Able to stay with him, get his hands where the receiver's hands were going to try and catch the ball, tips it up in the air, and knocks it away.
The Eagles on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 10. Wentz to throw again. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the... And that's caught inside the 35. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Again, they'll throw with Wentz. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Wentz going to throw. Flush to his right. And the pressure gets to him again. Devondre Campbell flies in to blow that play up. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. A final shot before half for Wentz. Escaping the pressure right. And that is incomplete. So we've reached halftime here, and it's our visitors, the Eagles, leading this one. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. Second half will start with a run by Sanders. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustment, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Shotgun now for Wentz. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down.
First down, Philadelphia.
Here we go. 20! Here we go.
It's complete left side to Aguilar. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
Go. 20!
On 2nd down now. It's Sanders. And he loses the football a 2nd time. And the Falcons grab it. The 20. 10. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. So hold the phone here, Charles. I'd kind of written them off, but after that touchdown, certainly a long way still to go, but stranger things have happened.
Well, when you're going to have big second-half comebacks, plays like that have to be involved.
Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And that cuts the lead to 28-14. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This is taken at the 3. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. They start on the ground here at Sanders. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing is Wentz. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, the intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Now a carry for Sanders. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end, over the middle. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That'll give him 60 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down.
Go.
Wentz now 11 of 15 through the air. Here's 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. Sanders. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Double tight, guys, double tight. Hey, 4 down. Switch.
Solid.
Now Wentz. And complete to Zach Ertz. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. That one covers 29 yards. 1st down.
1st down, Philadelphia.
Wentz now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Into the red zone. Wentz. Ertz over the middle. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So give them the yardage on the pass and half the distance to the goal line.
Because they're inside the 30, so now you don't march off the full 15, right? You have half the distance to the goal. In any event, that's precious real estate given up.
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal.
Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship.
They'll run. It's Sanders. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
They come out here in the I. 2nd and goal from the 1. They'll try to run with Sanders. And this is not going to do it as he's stopped at the 2-yard line. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Let's go, D. Tighten up.
Check.
They'll try to run with Sanders. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We're soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what?
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
It's an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. And I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They begin with a run by Smith. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
On 2nd and 12, Ryan. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. On 3rd down, Ryan. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. Now a late flag comes in as they got him down via the face mask, and that'll give him even better starting position. Excellent field position after the face mask penalty. 1st and 10 out near midfield. That's caught left side, Arcega-Whiteside. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Now Wentz. Over the middle, complete to Arcega-Whiteside. And the Falcons grab it. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free, anything you can do to slow them down.
Ryan will bring the Falcons up now 1st and 10 at their own 23. Here's Ryan. He's going to let this one. He's got him in. Complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Better than a 30-yard gain as we wind down towards 30 seconds left in the quarter. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now Ito Smith, and he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
On 2nd and 9, Ryan. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. The Falcons on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Hey, Delta.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Oh, it's intercepted. He was trying to get it to Ridley. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd and 12.
At the 31-yard line.
Here we go. 120.
Go. Go.
Push up.
They'll go again with Sanders. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. And that will be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's got Smith here. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. The Falcon passing game looking good on this drive as they get the 1st down. Ryan now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Ryan into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Sidney Jones. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
On 1st down, it's Sanders. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Wentz to throw on 3rd and 1. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first. But at least it's 4th down. And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. On the right hash, officially, this will be a 51-yard attempt. And this one is right down the middle. And that will push this lead up to 20 now. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own
Bryant will bring the Falcons up now 1st and 10 at their own 26. Here's a give to Smith. Defensively, it was Avonte Maddox with the tackle.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Again, it's Smith. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it with Smith. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. 6 yards in the wrong direction that time. Not only that, but it brings up 4th. Here's Matt Bosher now as he's on to punt for Atlanta. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Another run with Sanders. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders, 60 yards. And the Eagles had 6 to their lead. Elliott good with a PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused. Because it had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
This is taken, and it's now a hit and a loose football. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him.
Mike, here we go. Pac-Man. 180.
Man, I got you. Man, I got you.
What's that?
Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Here I come.
And they will take a knee here.
Tonight's final score.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Eagles, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.